Have you ever held something so small in your hand, yet it carried the power to change your entire life? A simple penny, the kind we walk past every single day without a second thought. But what if I told you one of those forgotten coins hidden in your drawer or sitting quietly in an old jar could secretly be worth more than the price of a luxury home, or even more than generations of hard work combined? Tonight, I'm not talking about ordinary coins. No, these are the hidden treasures of American history. Lincoln Wheat Pennies, so rare, so legendary, and so shockingly valuable that just owning one puts you in possession of a fortune. The kind of fortune that turns ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And here's the twist: these coins were once in circulation. They passed through hands buying bread, newspapers, or candy. No one knew the secret. But today, the truth is out. These aren't just old pennies, they are golden tickets in disguise, treasures of pure history and unimaginable wealth. So stay with me, because in this video, I am going to reveal to you the top 4 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln Wheat pennies that have shaken the modern auction market. And believe me when I say this, you do not want to miss a single second. Because one of these coins might already be sitting in your pocket right now. And if you find it, your life will never be the same again. This is true coin value, where history meets treasure, and where we uncover the truth that others hide. Let's begin. Coin number 1. Let's start this treasure hunt with one of the most fascinating stories in American coin history, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the Denver mint mark, a coin so mysterious, so hard to find in this specific condition that it has become the crown jewel of many collectors' dreams. The year 1942, America was deep in the throes of World War II. Every resource, every metal, every ounce of material was being pushed toward the war effort. And yet, the U.S. Mint continued its responsibility to keep America's economy moving with coinage. But here's where the story takes an extraordinary turn. The 1942-D Lincoln Wheat Penny wasn't just a coin, it was a witness to history. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carried the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, his portrait looking strong and determined, symbolizing leadership at a time when the entire world was engulfed in chaos. On the reverse side, the humble wheat stalks framed the words 1 cent, representing growth, perseverance, and the promise of a nation fighting for freedom. Now you might say, what makes this penny different from the millions minted in 1942? The answer lies in its unique survival, color, and condition. Over time, most 1942-D pennies have worn down, lost their luster, or been melted and forgotten. But when you find one in a rare brown shade, preserved in very good condition, it transforms into something extraordinary. The toning gives it a unique personality, a fingerprint of time itself. No two coins age exactly the same, which makes this coin not just money, but a one-of-a-kind piece of art shaped by history itself. Collectors don't just see a coin here, they see a relic, a rare survivor that whispers the story of the 1940s, of wartime America, and of the millions of hands it could have passed through before destiny chose to preserve it. Now, here is the shocker. Brace yourself, because when this coin appears at auction in the condition we're talking about, brown shade, very good condition, it doesn't just sell. It explodes in value. The kind of value that no one could have imagined for a simple penny. The current market value of this exact coin is an absolutely staggering $165,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, transformed into a treasure chest. That's not fiction. That's not a fantasy. That is reality in today's auction market. Think about it. $165,000. That's not just a price tag, it's a life-changing event. It's holding a fortune in the palm of your hand, a treasure so rare it makes even seasoned collectors' hearts race. And let me tell you, the market isn't slowing down. The value of this coin is rising day by day. As time passes, fewer and fewer of these survive in collectible condition. That means demand is skyrocketing while supply is shrinking. The treasure in this coin is only getting bigger. Now, if you're a collector, here's my faithful advice. Always keep your eyes sharp for the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny in brown shade. Examine your old jars, check your inherited collections, search your rolls. Because finding this coin could instantly place you among the elite in the coin world. Handle it with care, store it in protective holders, and never underestimate its growing power in the auction market. In conclusion, this coin is not just about money, it's about history, rarity, and legacy. Owning one is like holding a piece of America's soul, a fragment of a story that continues to grow in value and wonder. And if you are lucky enough to discover this treasure, remember, you are not just holding a penny. You're holding a fortune in disguise. This is why collectors call the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny a once-in-a-lifetime find. And trust me, this is only the beginning of our journey today. Because the next coins on this list are even more shocking, even more valuable, and even more legendary. Stay tuned, because the treasures we're about to uncover will leave you speechless. Next up, now, if you thought the 1942 Wheat Penny was astonishing, get ready, because the second coin on our list will truly send chills down your spine. This is not just a penny. This is a symbol of America's roaring 20s, a survivor of an era of dreams, prosperity, and hidden struggles. And it is one of the rarest treasures you could ever hope to find in the world of numismatics. Let's travel back almost a century to the year 1928. America was alive with energy. Jazz music filled the air. Model T cars rolled across the streets, and skyscrapers began climbing toward the heavens. It was an age of ambition and invention. But tucked quietly into this era was a coin. Small, humble, yet destined to become one of the rarest and most sought-after Lincoln Wheat Pennies of all time, the 1928 no-mint mark Wheat Penny. Now, you might be asking, why is this coin so special? What sets it apart from the countless pennies struck during that time? The answer lies in the details. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which never carried a mint mark. That alone makes it unique compared to its Denver and San Francisco counterparts. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. While millions were minted, very few survived the test of time in collectible form. Think about it. The Great Depression struck just a year later in 1929. Coins, like the 1928 penny, were handled daily, worn down by the struggles of families trying to survive one of the harshest economic downturns in history. Most of them were used, reused, and eventually lost or damaged beyond recognition. So when a 1928 penny surfaces today, especially one still identifiable in circulated condition, it is more than just a coin. It is a time capsule. It carries the fingerprints of history, the stories of ordinary people who lived extraordinary times. And here's the true magic. Every detail of this coin matters. The iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln still stares confidently from the obverse, though softened by circulation wear, while the wheat ears on the reverse, symbols of America's strength and prosperity, remain visible, reminding us of the values this nation carried into one of its hardest decades. Unlike shiny, untouched coins, the circulated 1928 wheat penny tells a living story. Its wear and marks are not imperfections, they are battle scars of survival. And that survival makes it incredibly rare today. Now let's talk rarity and demand. Collectors crave coins like this, not just because of their age, but because of their story. Every single 1928 penny without a mint mark in collectible condition is in high demand. Why? Because the Philadelphia Mint struck them in such large numbers that people assumed they were common. But time had other plans. Circulation destroyed most of them. Today, very few exist that can be verified, authenticated, and preserved for collectors. That supply and demand imbalance turns this humble penny into a roaring lion in the auction world. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. The shock that makes collectors' jaws drop and eyes widen. A 1928 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, even in circulated condition, has stunned the auction market by reaching a jaw-dropping price of $180,500. Yes, you heard that correctly. $180,500 for a coin that began its life as just a single cent. This is not fiction. This is not an exaggeration. This is the living truth of today's coin market. Imagine that you could be holding a six-figure treasure right now without even realizing it. A coin that once bought a piece of candy or a loaf of bread in 1928 now holds the power to transform someone's life in 2025. And the most thrilling part? The market for this coin is only going up. Every year, collectors grow hungrier. Every year, these coins become harder to find. And every year, the price climbs higher. That $180,500 is just the beginning. The future promises even greater rewards for those fortunate enough to own one. For collectors watching right now, here is my faithful advice. Never ignore your circulated coins. Too often, people believe that only flawless, uncirculated examples are worth anything. But the 1928 no mint mark wheat penny proves them wrong. Even circulated, even worn, it has a fire that cannot be extinguished. If you stumble upon one, handle it with reverence. Have it professionally graded. Protect it with proper storage. Because this coin is more than just a penny, it is a treasure chest disguised as copper. And let me be clear, this isn't just hype. This isn't just me painting a pretty picture. This is reality. The numbers speak for themselves. This coin is climbing in value like a rocket, and those who hold it today are holding the kind of fortune that most people only dream about. In conclusion, the 1928 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny is not simply a coin, it is a legacy. It carries within it the echoes of the roaring 20s, the struggles of the Depression, and the persistence of a nation. It is proof that history doesn't just live in books, it lives in our pockets, in the coins we pass down, in the treasures we often overlook. And for those lucky enough to possess one today, remember this: you are not holding a penny. You are holding a piece of America's heartbeat, wrapped in treasure, worth over $180,000 and rising. Next up. Now, my friends, we've uncovered two breathtaking treasures already. But the third coin on this list takes us into an era where America was rebuilding, reshaping, and moving forward with unstoppable determination. And hidden within those years of post-war growth lies a penny so rare, so underestimated, that it has shocked even the most experienced coin collectors. Let's rewind the clock to 1951. The world was still healing from the scars of World War II. Families were settling into new lives, industries were booming, and the United States was beginning to step into its role as a global superpower. In the middle of this powerful transition, the United States. Mint produced the humble Lincoln Wheat Penny, and while millions of these coins were struck, one version, the 1951 no mint mark penny in brown shade and very fine condition, would one day rise from obscurity and become a legendary treasure. On the surface, this coin looks like a simple wheat penny. Abraham Lincoln's profile still graces the obverse, standing tall as the symbol of freedom and unity, while the reverse showcases the two wheat stalks that frame 1 cent, a design that collectors around the world adore. But what makes this specific 1951 penny extraordinary is not its design, it's the rarity of its survival in this exact condition. Here's what makes it unique. The Philadelphia Mint struck these coins without a mint mark, making them distinct from their Denver and San Francisco siblings. Now, while most of these pennies ended up heavily circulated, scratched, and battered beyond recognition, the brown, shaded, very fine survivors are different. Their warm toning tells a story. That natural brown patina isn't damage, it's history etched onto copper. It's the aging of time itself, proof that this coin has lived, yet endured beautifully. Collectors call this kind of toning the soul of the coin, because no two coins darken in the exact same way. Every shade, every highlight is unique. The rarity comes down to numbers. Millions may have been minted, but try finding one in very fine condition, with that perfect balance of wear and preservation. It's like searching for a diamond hidden in a field of stones. The truth is, most 1951 pennies in circulation today are completely common and hold little value. But this particular survivor, the no mint mark, brown-toned, very fine, stands out like a crown jewel among ordinary copper. Collectors worldwide compete fiercely for examples like this. Why? Because it represents the pinnacle of scarcity in a coin that almost everyone assumes is worthless. It's a perfect storm of history, condition, and survival. When you find one, you don't just own a coin, you own an elite piece of numismatic treasure. And now let's talk about the moment that shakes the coin world every time this penny comes to auction. When a 1951 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny in brown shade and very fine condition goes under the hammer, it does not whisper, it roars. The price? A staggering, life-changing, absolutely unbelievable $143,000. That's right, $143,000 for a penny. Stop and let that sink in. A single cent, struck in 1951, now holds the kind of power to transform lives. That's not a penny, it's a vault of treasure disguised as copper. And don't think for a second this is the peak. Oh no, the market for coins like this is on fire. Every year the demand grows. Every year fewer and fewer of these treasures survive in collectible conditions. And every year the value climbs higher. This isn't a bubble, it's history being rewarded with treasure. Now for my fellow collectors and treasure hunters, let me share this advice. Never, ever overlook coins from the 1950s. Many beginners dismiss them, thinking they are too new to matter. But the 1951 no mint mark wheat penny proves them wrong. Search your jars, your rolls, your family's old coin boxes. Examine every detail. That rich brown shade, that fine preservation, it could be the key to uncovering a fortune hiding in plain sight. And if you do find one, protect it with everything you have got. Get it graded. Store it properly. Because you're not just holding a coin, you're holding history in the form of treasure. To conclude this chapter, let me say this. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, is not simply rare. It's a reminder that even in the most ordinary of times, extraordinary treasures are born. From post-war America to today's auction stages, it has proven itself to be far more than just a cent. It is a treasure chest valued at $143,000, a coin whose worth continues to grow, and a legacy that will outlast generations. And believe me, if you think this coin is astonishing, just wait until you see what is next. Because the final coin on this list might just be the one that makes your heart skip a beat and maybe, just maybe, changes everything you thought you knew about pennies forever. Next up, and now, my friends, we arrive at the final chapter of this incredible journey. A coin that has stunned experts, shocked collectors, and proven once again that the smallest treasures often carry the heaviest weight of fortune. This is the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the Denver Mint mark, but not just any example. No, this coin carries a unique fingerprint of history, a personality unlike any other. The brown and green-toned wheat penny, aged and preserved in old condition. At first glance, you might think of it as worn, as ordinary. But let me assure you, this is no ordinary coin. This is a relic of time, transformed into a vault of treasure. Let's take a step back in time to 1956. America was standing tall in the post-war boom. The highways were being built, televisions were lighting up living rooms, and Elvis Presley was climbing the music charts. It was an era of optimism and change, and through it all, the humble wheat penny continued to circulate in every pocket and purse. Millions were struck at the Denver Mint that year, carrying that small but powerful D-Mint mark. But among them, very few would ever survive with the unique features that make this one so extraordinary today. So what makes this coin special? The answer lies in its condition and toning. Over time, copper pennies develop their own personalities. They change color, they pick up shades of the environments they have lived in. And this particular 1956 D wheat penny has aged into a brown surface touched with green spotting, a natural patina that collectors go wild for. It's not damage, it's beauty born from time itself, proof that this coin has lived through decades, silently gathering the fingerprints of history. Now, let's talk rarity. While 1956 pennies may sound common to most people, finding one with the right combination of mint mark, toning, and collectible condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. The vast majority of 1956 D pennies were used, abused, and tossed aside as nothing more than pocket change. But this one, this rare survivor, has risen above the rest. And it is precisely that uniqueness that drives collectors into bidding wars when an example appears on the auction stage. Here comes the moment that makes hearts race. A 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Penny with brown and green spots in old collectible condition has commanded a jaw-dropping price of $125,000 in today's market. Yes, $125,000 for what began its life as a single cent. And let me be absolutely clear, this is no fantasy. This is reality. Right now, in today's market, this coin is valued as a treasure of staggering worth. And here's the truth. Collectors already know the value isn't standing still. No, it is rising. Slowly, steadily, like a tide that never recedes. Every passing year, as fewer of these coins remain in collectible condition, the demand grows. That $125,000 price tag? It is not the ceiling, it's the foundation. The future will only push it higher. For collectors watching right now, my faithful advice is this. Never underestimate coins that look ordinary. Because sometimes those very coins hide the most extraordinary treasures. If you ever come across a 1956 D wheat penny with brown-green patina, don't ignore it. Protect it. Have it authenticated. Because what looks like an old forgotten penny may in fact be your ticket to a fortune. And now, as we close this journey, let's reflect. 4 coins, each one a tiny piece of copper, each one carrying a value so immense it could change a life. From 1942 to 1956, from war to prosperity, from wear to survival, these pennies have proven one thing beyond doubt. Treasures are not always made of gold or diamonds. Sometimes, treasures are found in the smallest, humblest forms, waiting quietly until history and rarity crown them with glory. Here on True Coin Value, I give you the truth, the faithful updates, and the stories behind the world's rarest coins every single day. And remember this, if you ever doubt the power of a penny, just look at these 4 treasures we uncovered together. A penny can be more than money. A penny can be a fortune. A penny can be history in the palm of your hand. So keep searching, keep looking, because the next great treasure might already be sitting right in front of you. And when you find it, your life will never be the same again. This has been True Coin Value, where every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold. Stay tuned, stay faithful, and never stop the hunt.